Guys, hard to believe that we are here already. It's been one of the fastest years of my life, without a doubt, and I'm guessing that you guys are probably feeling the same. In fact, it's probably coupled over the past few years, and things just seem to move ever so quick, ever so fast. So, what we have coming up next is Christmas. Now, the big thing about Christmas is a lot of people tend to pull back. They tend to feel like they need to be an all or nothing approach. And as a result, we end up overwhelmed and don't continue that same lifestyle that we initially have been here for. So what I want to do in this Christmas survival guide is pretty much give you the tools and give you some higher principles and open up to a higher thinking to pretty much have that athletic look and still have the balance, which is something we want to incorporate into 365 days and not just those short phases. This is now our lifestyle. This is our higher self. And this is all about leveling up and pretty much enjoying life and not just constantly being on a diet, right? I want to give you the tools you need to go into the new year completely at ease. And we can use this as a foundation to build upon so we restore our energy and we're ready to rock. With an element of perspective, so higher thinking and bringing that mindset into it so you come in calm with clarity. And to be able to work hard when it's important, and then I suppose to be able to play hard when you want them to. So guys, we're going to run through it, and what you need for this training is simple. You have two options. You can go old school, pen and paper, grab a diary. If you haven't got it, stop and start this when you're ready to rock. And you can do this throughout the rest of this short webinar. Or you can go digital and you can do it on your iPad. And you could do it by downloading an app called Notify, I think it is. Should be a message if you're unsure, but you can get some apps and you can literally draw it in and away you go. Or if you want to use your desktop, use Trello. Build your life's plan around Trello and always have it to refer back to and then upgrade as we go along. So let's dive in and take a look, folks. Before we move on, it's important not to blast by everything you've achieved so far. And if you're just jumping on, if you're just jumping into this program, and if you're only starting your new phase right now, you still have a lot to look for. So with every win, we always have something we can gain from and understand and learn and to use to our advantage going forward. And with every lost time in the past, we also have major wins within that. And I want you to be really grateful of everything you have. So there's 3 questions to recognize your growth and take an opportunity to celebrate that over those past 12 months. What went well? Ask yourself this question. So think about it, and to help you frame that a little bit better, it's a simple question. Let's make it a little bit more specific. Use our 6 pillars of transformational change in our community in which we use to help you frame that. Think training, subheadings. Second one is going to be nutrition, lifestyle, mindsets, personal growth, and balance. Break them down, stop this video, guys, and get some quick fire answers. Take 60 seconds on that. Second question is, what didn't go so well? So think about how it affected how you showed up, the energy you have, and ultimately, this is not about beating yourself up, but this is about looking back and going, you know what, this is something to really have a strong intent to make a change going into the new year, or to certainly understand it, unravel it, and you know what, turn it and use it to our advantage. So get clear on that again, guys. Third question is what we learned from it. All right, so this is the most important thing. What did we learn from it? And how can we use those tools to drive us forward? So again, guys, stop and start, play around with these, give yourself that opportunity. All right, now, why are we here? So this is the bigger picture. Remind yourself, and realize all of your challenges you faced, days you've turned up for yourself, for your team, your family, your wins, your lessons. Right now, that's our real mission. So we have goals, we have tiers we can look at. We have goals, and those goals, well, we've dreams, we've goals. When we actually put them in motion, they become actionable goals. But higher than that, we have our values, and our values are going to help us achieve those goals to actually move forward with something intrinsic that we have a passion for. Beyond that, beyond what we want for ourselves, is our mission. And that's the highest aspect in which we can lead for. So bringing those things into motion is simple things like have your affirmations, your mantra. The higher mission is things that are beyond you, above you. So get clear on this, guys. Write it down, get a start on it if you don't know it right now, but definitely take this opportunity to stop and start. So why is this important? This will give you a minute to interlink all of these in. And ultimately, this is why we're here. We're not here to lose a few pounds. We're here because we have a deeper reason as to why this is important. All right, so what this change will now mean to you is an important aspect, right? So jot that out, guys. To the people you influence in your life, and even more powerful, the greater influence you are now in a position to capture and radiate. This will help you link in with that last aspect, our mission. Take a moment, pause, and continue when ready. So literally just give yourself a minute, take a deep breath. Woo. And we're going to rock on in a second, guys. And don't be afraid to go back over that and just be really, really proud and embedded before we let it blast by and we start thinking about those next goals going forward. Christmas. So, talking about perspective here, what usually happens? No one is focused on the occasion, right? Focused on food instead. So, fear of missing out. Once you start, you just can't stop scenario. Sugar, and what happens is sugar entices more sugar. All right. This is it in a nutshell. You know yourself, when you have a stint of sugary foods, it literally spurs you to want more, right? But deep down, I think once you have an understanding and knowledge base, you understand exactly what's going on, and it's easier to tackle. So the body becomes sugar dependent. Basically, insulin jumps around. All right, so the insulin drops low. It sends a signal to the body saying, I'm hungry. And you crack into something. If it's something sugary, it's going to have a fast roller coaster of a wave where you're hungry once again. If it's something high fats, it's going to slow that pace down. And if that is done over a prolonged period, it is going to slow down those hunger spurts once again and pretty much help you stop eating as much, right? So what I want you to do, guys, I want you to understand that, but more than anything is be more people focused than food focused. Any kind of approach to moderation goes out the window. A handful of celebrations ends in a bottomless pit of bounties, and they're probably going to get eaten too. All right. All or nothing mentality. So this is definitely something that all of us struggle with when we're ambitious, when we're driven. We have higher expectations. We expect that we need to turn up at our best all of the time. We need to deliver. We need to have our program, our nutrition at 100%, right? And it's when we pull back to our big rule that we live by. Two rules that are going to help you here, but the biggest one, guys, is going to be our 80-20, 80%, 20% perspective, and we let that cross into all aspects of life. At times we can bring that up to 90-10, but pretty much 80-20 is a nice pace. Second big rule is I can have one poor meal, but I can't have two. All right. So basically, you have one poor meal, no problem, zero guilt. But coupling that with a second is going to create a third. Coupling that with a second is going to put us knock all of our good week's work out of sync and put us into surplus and gain body fat. Or two bad meals is going to maybe spark off a chain reaction where you're not getting good quality of food and leave you sick and vulnerable a little bit down the road. Yeah. All right, guys. So what are the main problems we're looking at here? I'm going to hit through these nice and quick. Lack of exercise. Work stops. Gyms close. Kids take over the home gym or the clothes horse. High carbs leads to you on the couch. Like the siesta mentality these guys live with over here. It happens for a reason. And over here, it's generally they like to eat out, they like to socialize, and it's surrounded by a lot of high carbohydrate foods, and it just puts you in an environment where you have no option but just to crash and lose that time, lose that momentum. No routine. It should really be about winding down, right? Being a little looser and enjoying that extra time. But completely winging your days turns into weeks and it leads to months. Okay, the fuck it mentality. It's like the car mentality. So one tire slashed, what are you going to do? Are you going to slash the other three? I would hope not. And if so, you're definitely not driving my car. All right, guys, calories go to a new height. Around this time of the year, if people have been restricting themselves for so long, they feel a need to buy everything into the house. It's Christmas mentality. And the type of food around this time of the year is highly palatable foods. So concentration of high carbs, high fats, and easily palatable foods. So pretty much very easy to eat and quite addictive. A simple one, but it is a non-negotiable and it really relates back. So it relates to your hydration. When you are hydrated, you're not performing at your best, you're not thinking at your best, your digestion starts to slow down and it starts to knock you out of your game. All right, so this goes back to our foundational stuff, our non-negotiables. This is not about having a perfect plan. This is about literally having a structure in which you never deter from. All right, so simple things. Keep your hydration close by. Always top up your bottles last thing at night. Make it tasty, in my opinion. And try and incorporate foods that are going to bring that nutrition up to. Extreme lethargic feeling. Definitely one we want to veer away from. So moving less. Sleeping badly with alcohol in the works. Maybe a couple of naps, knocking your evening sleeps out. Place you into an environment where you're not feeling your best. The result of that, it's going to be no energy, no motivation. So what you actually want to do gets pushed off and you slip further back. And you end up on the couch, binge eating, anything sweet goes your way, quick fix. And in effect, the TV kind of takes over. Worst thing about it is it's fulfilling time. Sometimes it is essential to switch off, but when it comes into a cycle, it's TV you can't even remember. What did I watch last night? Mindless eating with the fire blazing sounds fantastic at first, but again, when you feel unfulfilled, when you wake up and you look in that mirror and you don't feel yourself and you know you were capable of more with a high potential, this is where we start to question. So it should definitely be your goal for one day. of the year, but not for the week, not for the months. All right, so Christmas Day is another day. It's just one day, guys. And the problem is, it's not Christmas Day. Have fun, enjoy it, turn up at your best, enjoy the people around you. It's the other days around it. And it's where there's too much food in the house, it's where there's too many occasions, and it's that fear of missing out again that causes the trouble. So planning is bringing the future into the present. And I want you to think ahead so you can pretty much do something about it today. So by planning everything out, plan your month out today, plan when you're going to head out, plan what meals you're going to have the following days in which you move away from those flexible days. It's going to make such a big difference, and maybe talk it out with the family so everybody's on board. So if you plan to train that week, that's fine. All right. So if you plan to take the whole week out because you've been on point all year, you've been on point for the past 4 or 5 months, and you were really looking forward to this to deload the body and do it naturally by using an occasion like this, that's fantastic too. But the most important thing is whatever plan you make today, do it to gain clarity, confidence, and more than anything, own it. So again, this is 1 week out of 52, guys. This should not cause us to crash and to pretty much slip back from everything we have built today. And if we want our lifestyle change, it's about becoming that person. It's about capturing everything you want to feel about operating at another level so you can create a higher output too. So let's manage it as best we can. 2 choices. And it ultimately comes down to, you know what? Fuck it approach. All right. And where's this going to lead us? It's going to lead us guilty, feeling guilty, anxious, frustrated, and overwhelmed. Or you can do something different this time and follow these simple steps. Simple is the key here. Key things, non-overwhelming, and again, grab your jotter and find out what's going to stand out to you here. You don't have to apply everything, but these are 5 simple steps, and I think these will definitely help us to establish your non-negotiables and still enjoy yourself. All right, and more than anything, guys, is I want you to be able to not only use this period and use these simple steps and to use this higher level of thinking and all of those elements and support systems you have now around you to come over the likes of Christmas and be in the best shape and feel the best you've ever been, and coming in towards January, the guns blazing, ready to rock. But I want you to be able to use this same plan, this same system, this same level of higher thinking, and maybe upgrade those systems as we go. Anytime a social occasion comes in, so you don't need to overthink about it again. And it just has that pure clarity, and think. The more you can keep consistent, the more you can build upon it. If you need to go up and down like a yo-yo, like the past, it's not sustainable. It's not something you can achieve in the future going forward. And this is about how we feel. This is about how we turn up for our team, for our family, for ourselves, to pretty much unlock our highest potential across performance, in and out of the gym. So let's start here. Let's start this month. And let's just think on a broader scale too. Focus on occasion. So that's our first thing. It's going to be time spent with your loved ones. Time passes by. We just don't get it too often. And if you've young kids, you can see how fast those guys grow up. And I remember, even if I look back to my childhood, those memories are far and wide. And I'd do anything to come back and gain them again. And I look forward to that with my own family. So yeah, spend time with the loved ones, and maybe the people that aren't around anymore for you today, that might be pissing you off on the day or whatever it might be. Just put a smile on and take pride in it. It's a guarantee when it comes to a point in which you have a choice and they weren't around. And if you could have them doing exactly that, teasing or whatever, you would definitely jump with it. So enjoy the day to the fullest, guys. Again, look at it from perspective. It's a single day. It's a single day, and it's about how you turn up and how you leave the following day. So enjoy it to the fullest. Stay on your feet. Stay moving. Really just have it as a time to remember and to look back on your best Christmas yet. Focus on managing every other day around it. Then that's going to be key here, guys. That's going to help you to pretty much not let this affect you. All right. So it might knock you into maintenance or even into surplus in terms of calories. So that's grand. Let this day do its thing, but focus on the rest of the days around you. And there's a couple of ways we can do that. So second thing would be to increase your activity. All right, we have a couple of ways to look at this too, but have a solid morning routine. So in terms of increasing activity, the first thing I do is I get up and I get exposure to the light. First thing, dog gets out for a walk, although it's a very slow one with a very old girl, but I get exposure to that light. Sunglasses are off, and it's literally it helps you reset that circadian rhythm, have better sleeps, and then turn up the better day than the following day then too. Have a set time, have 10, 15 minutes for yourself, whatever you decide, but don't give in on that no matter what. What else you can do is you can even walk down to the local park, pitch, and you can meditate for one song. I find that a fantastic way to gain clarity within the day, or go for a run in the morning. If you feel that your motivation might dwindle away a little bit later on, or it might pave the way to, if you're feeling strong from the night before, a few extra calories, it could be a really good way to I was going to say get PBs, but let's not be focusing on that. That's the way my mind thinks sometimes. But to move with energy, feeling good, and move back to enjoy the rest of the day. All right, so simple. Get out for a walk every single day, every day. Maybe hit up new places, maybe go back over old tracks, and whatever it might be. If it's out in the snow, even better. If you get out for a wee hike and hit a mountain top with a catch up with your friends instead of going to a coffee shop, grab the coffee on the way, bring the flask. Nothing past it, guys. And these are my memories, the ones that I look back on. Have fun more than anything. All right, so have fun with the family, get active, and there's loads of ways to do that. So it doesn't always have to be over TV. Get some games out, get some fitness games, Google, YouTube, fitness games, definitely if they're a younger crowd, and just have a bit of crack, have a bit of banter with them, test them against maybe some of the things that you have gained over the past year, which is like see if the younger crew can beat you in the plank and the squat holes, whatever it might be, or there's some new activities you have to take on, or even moving towards presence. Think of somewhere along the lines of experiences, maybe, or a sporting endeavor or hobby that you can get everybody on board. If possible, get in maybe 2 to 3 sessions a week. So I know for me, I love to train when I go on holidays. I love to train when I'm on holidays at home over Christmas. It really puts me in a strong frame of mind, and I 100% turn up a better person. Without that, I go crazy. I crack up. So if possible, and you decide 2 to 3 sessions is a good way to do it. That's a maintenance place. Anything over that is going to be allowing you to get into progressions. Avoid the couch as much as possible, unless you're doing seated squats, couch squats. So that's going to be a really important part, guys, right? So the minute you sit down, you're gone, you're wasted. That's when the tiredness kicks in. Once you stay moving and floating and testing new recipes, you're going to be busy. You're going to be more active. And then, lastly, is get a minimum of 7.5 to maybe 10K steps a day. If you're off more, perfect. More opportunity to do that. You might not get the opportunity in January. Things within your industry might really ramp up. And plus, your game's going to ramp up when we get to the program and when we get to our new tier of achievement system, which we're really excited to deliver soon. So, gold standard is 10K steps. If you're someone that's highly active, your gold standard should be maybe 15 steps. But for the majority, it's 10. And if it's for people that have done less than 5, 7.5. Just move and start from where you're at right now. Third one, prep core meals. All right. Prep core meals are really, really important aspect, guys. So you can pick 3 meals from your plan to prep. That can be 1 meal and 2 snacks within the day. And this is just going back to some simple stuff. I love prepping. And my freezer is just stacked full, ready to rock. And I always need the emergency supply. So that is when you cook too much. All right. So if it says this is for 8 portions, cook more. Add another 50% onto that and have the 12 recipes there. Get 4 of them, smash them into your freezer, and you're ready to rock. Make sure they're in glass Tupperware rather than your plastic. Really, really important. Do me a favor, don't prep on Christmas Day. End of story. Just enjoy it. It would be cool to kind of get involved in cooking. That'd be really, really cool, and it will help you to enjoy your cooking a little bit further down the road then too. In fact, I think I'm doing dinner this year. If you overdo it, reduce food next day, guys. Really important. Offset the morning. So during the week, knocked out a routine and had something really, really late and not ideal. So the following day, stayed moving, stayed active, stayed on the go, and knocked my breakfast out until after lunch, and kicked on from there. Really, really helped ramp back up that energy, and you'd be surprised how much energy you can have when you condition your body to use energy and stores rather than to rely on that insulin spike the whole time. If you don't plan ahead, it won't be done. It's as simple as that. All right. So this is all important about, you know what, I'm going to go out, I'm going to go giant tonight, I'm going to do my thing. Don't be distorted to think that you will jump back on track the next day. Think ahead, be smarter. Okay, 4th thing, guys, is to bring in an aspect of mindfulness. This can be something that can be thrown out there and hard to get tangible on. So I want you to look and see how you can get tangible on this for yourself, right? So the majority of damage is done with sweets that you don't even like half of the time. They're sitting around, you know what, I'm going to eat them. Or if there's nothing good actually prepped and ready to go, you are just going to pick the thing that's nearest to you. So this is the way I look at it. Here, this one's helpful. A question they asked me, is it worth my calories? So one of those donuts from the likes of Topaz or something like that, it's full with cream and maybe banoffee one or something. I can guarantee you that is worth my calories, 100%. Excuse me. Just an old bun or a slice of cake that I don't even enjoy and I don't even like, just because we are on a circle or whatever it might be, or I'm on a fly and I'm kind of hungry, kind of pickish, and it's there. That's not worth my calories. I'll go hungry. Okay, that helps me. I hope it helps you too. Okay, make smart choices with drinks. Swap fizzy drinks for pretty much 0 calorie. pretty much the same thing. Or you can swap something to have a little bit of sweetness within the day. So we are preempting that sweetness of needing a kick. Like my morning, every single morning, I preempt my need for sugar. And that is just, it's a natural psychological occurrence, right? So I have my smoothie bowl in the morning, and it's perfect. The protein mixed helps me get that kick. I have my fructose early in the morning, and it comes with a whole other host of benefits then too. So have a look and see where you can make these swaps. And in fact, I might probably get working on some swaps for you too. And we're going to equip you with a Christmas cookbook, just so you there have the hooks. All right, so a minimum of 70% non-processed food is a good approach to move with. So that means we're moving away even from that 80-20, and you're looking at 20%, all right? Or sorry, 30%. So non-processed food is, well, you know it's not going to be most beneficial for you, and it becomes highly palatable, so easy to eat. And in fact, the production manufacturing companies are experts. This is what they do. This is what they have consultants highly paid to make these foods. Reese's, chocolate cups, whatever, massive amount of calories. You can eat a lot of them at once and still want more. So let's stay with a minimum of 70% non-processed foods, guys. All right. Remember, lastly, is no one has a gun to your head, so you don't have to eat it. You make that choice. You made a choice to turn up, to be your best, to be your best version of you within this program. You made the choice to, before we even jumped on board, is to, I suppose, have some decisions within your life that had you in the place in which you wanted to be. And right now, look at your perspective going forward. So do the same thing, guys. Sometimes we look at our bigger picture. Sometimes we need to go micro. And it's good to have that perspective awareness every time, until you come to a point in which it's in your subconscious and you don't even need to think about it anymore. All right. So it's your choice ultimately. So slow down your eating, guys, is the fifth thing. All right, this is going to help you to stop overeating pretty much. Chew food slowly, eh? It may sound simplified, but it makes complete sense. So with that highly palatable food, try and put it in your mouth and leave it there for 60 seconds without chewing. It's impossible. So just try and get foods in which will help you slow down also. And then just put the fork down between meals, have a chat, have a bit of banter, because hunger works in a funny way. And I'll explain that in a minute. So just enjoy the chat around the table instead. And instead of being the first one to finish, take pride in being the last one. I'm always last to eat around the place. Yeah, it's almost embarrassing at this point. But yeah, I really love food. I enjoy food. I love to smell it, feel it, touch it, cook it, give it, all of these aspects, have new experiences with it. So I slow down and really just encapture those moments. Just think about where you do that for yourself. Your food needs to be digested, guys. Your stomach can't chew. Your stomach has not got teeth. I remember the first time I heard that, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, it makes sense." Simple things like this. It's a simple word, simple things that appeal to you guys that you will remember time and time again that help you moving forward. So maybe that one might also. Now, this is what I want to come on to. So hunger signals will be reduced when you allow it to slow down. So what happens is you eat a big meal, you eat it fast, something's really easy to eat. You go, fuck me, how the hell did I eat that? I'm ready for dessert. Or if you slow things down and you're not feeling hungry and you leave it aside, have a bit of banter, have a bit of chat, or this will help you understand a little bit more. When you are out for a meal, and let's say you go through courses, micro courses or whatever, and you have one and the restaurant's really busy, the service is crap, and it's been a long time before your second course, and you turn around and it comes in your tail and you go, fuck, I'm not even hungry anymore. I'm sure we can all remember a point in which that happened. What happens is your hunger signals are delayed. All right. And if you delay yourself in the rate in which you eat, your hunger signals will come in, your leptin and ghrelin, those two main hormones, Google them later if you like, they then kick into play and they tell you when enough is enough. And that's when we become intuitive. And this is our gold standard, coming to intuitive eating. So this will help you move towards that element. All right, so stay hydrated between meals then also. We know that if we have a lack of hydration, we get a signal to our brain going, we need something. And if we are conditioned to need food at a constant basis, it's going to be the first thing we're going to go to. So change that signal and stay hydrated between meals. Keep your salts up then too, guys, because your body doesn't always need sugar sometimes. And if you have a few olives, if you have some salt, literally, there's studies out there, if you put a piece of salt on your tongue, anchovy, something along those lines, when you are feeling hungry, you get this endorphin kick and you get this release and your body says, boom, I'm done, happy, let's keep going. So an interesting one to help you understand that's hunger too. So ultimately your digestion will also thank you for it. It takes a long time to reverse a fucked up digestion system. And it's not normal, by the way. It's not normal to be full of gas. It's not normal to be inconsistent, going on in Tylenol different times within a day, multiple times one day and nothing for a couple of days. So try to address this, guys. Our stomach is the first place in which our body wants to heal first. And if we're trying to repair muscles and everything else, and have a complete gain of clarity throughout the day, probably start with the stomach is a good way. So as a result, your outcome here, guys, you're going to be on another level. So you're going to be in a position going into the new year where you are completely at your best, operating at your best, ready to perform on a new higher level. And yeah, there's going to be no guilt or frustration at yourself. You are going to maintain, if not improve shape. And it's an interesting one. So in terms of improving shape, you could be very, very surprised. If you've been on point with your nutrition and you get to a point in which you give it as somewhat of a break and you go into a little bit of a surplus, for that sort of person, what actually happens is you tend to lose weight still, which is, it goes against the grain, it goes against science. And what actually happens is your body gets a chance to recuperate and come back to itself. And it really, really heals from a deeper aspect, and it puts you in the best place ever to revamp things off. Do remember, it does reverse metabolism slightly, but this is an important step when you are moving periodically through a phase in which you are cutting back to a point in which you are happy and you want to maintain for those 365 days. Sometimes we need to go a little bit forward and a little bit back, but yeah, that's a big one. So next thing, guys, is moving to a higher mission. Lead by example for those around you. All right, get ready to make next year the year that you're in your best shape yet, and it's going to be your best year yet. With all that said, guys, I want to wish you and thank you so much for being part of this amazing community. What we have coming in the new year, I'm so fucking excited for. All right, so I think I've never had more clarity at this point as to who I want to serve. Exactly those problems that we have, those tools in order to fix, and pretty much a whole new infrastructure that is going to help you live your best life, turn up completely at your highest potential, further than we have ever done before. So with that said, guys, happy Christmas to you, to your family, and I hope it's an absolute amazing one, the best time yet. Let's rock into 2022 and smash this. LFG. Let's fucking go. Come on.